Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Ramadan. Mutahir Ibrahim Adams is my name. Thank you so much for joining us. As you probably know, this is a very different Ramadan for obvious reasons. For a lot of people that would naturally get carried away with a lot of activities that takes your mind away from fasting up until when it's time to break. Now you need to use your time a little more wisely. Reading the Quran is one of the most important things to do at this time, as you do dawah as well, and generally just be a good person. For the most part, your communications would be via social media, so use that wisely too. First up is Imam's sermon, and daily dua will come up afterwards. Imam's sermon, the great thing about this sermon is the fact that it touches on everything around Islam generally. And then daily dua after that. Let's get you started.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I am Imam Abdul Razak Tajuddin from Al Madina International Academy, Konja. Inshallah, in this episode we are going to discuss At-Tawakkul ala Allah, total reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As we know, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it as a test to check on us who we are going to rely on when we are in trouble. At the same time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us to always rely on Him alone. Allah says, وَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى الْحَيِّ الَّذِي لَا يَمُوتُ. Always rely on Him alone, the one that will not die. That is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, لَوْ أَنَّكُمْ تَتَوَكَّلُونَ عَلَى اللَّهِ حَقَّ تَوَكُّلِهِ. Had it been you have been relying on Allah alone as expected of you, la razaqakum, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would have enriched you, kama yarzuqu at-tayra, just as He is enriching the birds. How is He enriching the birds? Tagudu khimasan wa taruhu bitanan. As we know, birds do not know how to knot a tie, let alone to have an office to go. Even without, it doesn't suffer from food. It's being fed every day. How? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is enriching it. How? Because it has its total reliance on Allah alone. That's why the Prophet said, assuming, or had it been you have relied on Allah as expected of you, la razaqakum, Allah will have enriched you as He is enriching the birds. Birds doesn't work, even though He's eating every day. So this is just to teach us that we have to always rely on Allah alone. If we can rely on Allah alone, He would definitely protect us. He would definitely give us our needs. He would definitely answer our prayers. At this junction, we have to classify those relying on Allah into three. The first set are those who are relying on Allah وَتَرْكُ الْأَخْذُ بِالْأَسْبَابِ. They rely on Allah, but they do not strive to earn their daily means. What are we saying? They say, no problem, Allah has destined, I will see this. Allah has destined, I will get this. Allah has destined, this is what I will get. Because of this, they sleep at home, they don't work. This does not go with the teaching of Islam. The second set of people are those in which they do not even rely on Allah at all, but they go around striving, running to and fro without considering and even praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are the second class of people. Then the third class of people are those in which they both rely on Allah and also al-akhzu bil asbab. They also at the same time strive to earn their means. And this last category of people is what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam wants us to be. We do not just rely on Allah and be sleeping at home. At the same time, we do not strive and forget to ask Allah, to beg Allah. for this. We balance between begging Allah for what we want, asking Him what we want, and striving at the same time. With this, a Muslim will strike balance. I'm very sure with this, we've understood that we should always rely on Allah alone, because we can only achieve what He has destined and what He has given us to achieve. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to continue to give us more understandings of His religion. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Coming up next is Ramadan Diaries. What happens on the Ramadan Diaries is we have great personalities, great amazing guests join us, and they answer certain questions. Now, the great thing is when they answer these questions, it paints perhaps a different perspective to your thoughts on those topics.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Rahama Bungudu and I'm a lawyer, but I also work for an NGO. I was born into a Muslim home, but I think it's hard for me to say how it was because my parents always found a way to integrate the deen into our daily life. My favorite woman from the Quran is Aisha radiallahu anhum because of her intellect, because of her bravery, because of the role that she played in spreading the word, and I just admire her. My favorite verse is the Hijrah verse. It's in Baqarah 216, and it basically says, perhaps you hate a thing but it is good for you, and perhaps you love a thing but it is bad for you. Allah knows. Speaks to me the most at this stage in my life, just because in different aspects in my life figuring out so many things are falling into place, or Allah is revealing His plan for me in so many different ways. And a lot of the times I've realized or I've learned that no matter how much I have loved something, if Allah didn't will it for me, then it hasn't come to pass. But when it does come to pass, it's always in a better and completely different way than I ever could have imagined. Like, I wouldn't even know how to imagine it. But so it gives me a lot of hope. It scares me at the same time because I don't know what's to come, but I mean, we don't know what's to come. I think a life-changing moment for me was I went for Ummah, and I think it was life-changing for me just because where I was in my life at the time and just the whole spiritual experience. Alhamdulillah, like, it really just pulled me closer. I really felt it, like just being in the Prophet's mosque, especially being in the Rauda, seeing the Kaaba, like just something as simple as walking into the mosque for the first time and walking towards the Kaaba. As an adult or as someone that's striving to be better, have Islam be at the start of my day, and then obviously like finding moments throughout the day to make sure you make time for it. I think it has improved my mental health. I mean, just taking the 5 daily prayers, for example, like 2 of my prayers I mostly offer them in my office, and taking out those few minutes out of my day to pray, like, it grounds me, it sort of relaxes me, it helps me focus as well. To be honest, I'm not familiar. Muslim songs or rhymes weren't something I grew up with, honestly, but I don't feel like I missed out on anything. But I'm sure there are nice ones. I just don't know any. One thing I think people don't know about me is that I'm shy. I think because people always think And I hope I am friendly. It sometimes takes a lot of effort to engage with other people. I'm just a bit shy sometimes. So to become a better Muslim, I'm trying to read and educate myself as widely as possible. There's so much knowledge in Islam that I feel like we have touched on like the tip of the iceberg, or personally I have. So I'm trying to read as widely as I can so that I can apply all these different. My name is Rahama Bungudu. I'm a lawyer and I'm also a businesswoman. I run an online boutique called Iron Boutique. This is my Muslim diary on Ummah TV.
It's time to ask. You see, when you ask questions, it is the most humbling thing for anyone, because when you ask a question, for every time you ask a question, you learn something new. And that's the great thing. So we have certain people sending their questions visually, and we have great scholars that would help answer to those questions. Kale Jaye is coming up first with this question. All right, that's an integral question to actually, for a lot of people. I guess a lot of people would love to ask that question as well. So here is what our scholars have to say in terms of the response.
To identify a Sunni scholar, it is very easy to identify them. It is very easy in the sense that you don't identify a Sunni scholar by birds. Even people who practice suicide bombing too have birds. You don't identify a Sunni scholar by trousers not touching the ground. That is not how to identify a Sunni scholar. You identify a Sunni scholar who follows the Quran strictly and the teachings of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So that is just the basis of how to identify a Sunni scholar, by following the Quran and the Sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So anything aside that, you drop it. So you don't follow a Sunni scholar blindly, but that Sunni scholar that you want to follow as well, if he makes mistakes and the mistakes is clear to you, you don't follow him with his mistakes. It is only when he's upon the right track, he's following the Quran and Sunnah, you follow him. Whenever he makes mistakes, you leave him with his mistakes. Wallahu ta'ala alam.
Thank you so much, our great scholars, for always coming through to help with those great questions too. Coming up next is Ramadan Chef, Ramadan Night Salah, and the Ramadan Sermon. Ramadan Chef, food, we all need food beyond fasting. Just generally as human beings we need food. But it's a little more imperative we have great diets at this time. Ramadan Chef will help us with that. And Ramadan Night Salah, you know, when you wake up to pray, what do you say? What prayers do you use at night? Well, we would help you with that. And finally, Ramadan Sermon.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Chef Delicious and welcome to another delicious chef segment of the Ramadan Mutahir show. Now I have a very delicious lamb pepper soup for you today. Lamb is obviously baby ram, so I'm going to be using lamb, which is the baby ram, which cooks a lot faster and it's nice and soft as well, and it's juicy and it's tasty, and I'm just going to make it really, really nice and you're going to enjoy it. Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Chef Delicious of Red Dish Chronicles, and here I have my ingredients for you. I'm just going to take you through each and every one so you know what they are. This is my lovely fresh lamb, as you can see. This is pepper soup spice, which you can get anywhere in the market. You have onions, we have garlic, we have fresh ginger. I like fresh ingredients because they taste better, okay, flavor-wise. Bay leaf, we've got thyme, freshly blended pepper, which is like chilies. We've got black pepper as well. We've got some vegetables. We have the vegetables we're using today are potatoes and carrots as well. Potatoes are vegetables for those of you who don't know. I know they keep saying like, are they vegetables? Yes, they are. They're vegetables. Okay. We have Worcestershire sauce, which might not be very familiar to a lot of people, but if you go to your local supermarket or any supermarket, you will find most times Worcestershire sauce, black pepper, salt, and any seasoning cubes of your choice. So let's get cooking! So firstly, I'm gonna get my pan, like so. So I'm just gonna place my lamb in it nicely. There we go. That over here. Gonna add me some onions, fresh onions, as much as you like. Onions are always nice. Gonna add some pepper soup spice. To that, about maybe a tablespoon. Some garlic. 2 or 3 bay leaves, like so. Thyme. You can use fresh thyme as well if you want. It smells like heaven already and I haven't even started. So you can imagine how it's going to smell like when I'm done. I like garlic, so I'm going to add a generous amount of garlic. I'll add the veggies in after, a little bit later. But I'm going to start with the potatoes since it takes a while to cook. So I'll put the carrots in last. I'm going to add some chili. Chili depends on how hot you want it really. So if you like it hot, you add a lot. If you don't like it too hot, you don't add too much. Some salt to your taste. Some black pepper, like so. Then we're gonna add some seasoning cubes. I'm gonna add about 2. Then we're gonna add some water and bring it to a boil. So I'm just going to add a dash of Worcestershire sauce to that. Then I'm going to stir it. Nice. Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look delicious, guys? Oh my word. So once it's almost done, we can add, oh, looks like heaven, the carrots as well. Okay, so it's been about 30 minutes and oh my, it looks so good. So I'm just going to add the carrots to it just to let it simmer a little. Probably about 5. I like my carrots nice and hard and crunchy. And then we're just going to add some fresh parsley to give it an even better flavor. Oh my, just look at that. That looks delicious. So we're going to leave that to simmer for another 5 minutes and then we're going to take it off the heat. Hello and welcome back to the show. So now I'm just going to go say my prayers and by the time I finish praying, the food will be ready. So I'll be right back. See you soon. Hello my lovelies and welcome back to the show, and now I'm so excited to introduce my guest for today. Her name is Sister Teresa from the fabulous Lindish's Kitchen. I'm so excited! Hi!
Hi Chef.
How are you, darling?
I'm fine.
Nice to meet you. It's so good to have you on here.
I can't wait to stay.
Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So we made some lamb pepper soup, but it's not the usual lamb pepper soup, okay? We put a little bit, foreign ingredients in it to make it, whitish, oyinboish, but it's still good, okay? So please enjoy and let me know what you think. It's always nice to, I think, break your fast with something nice and warm. it just opens up your stomach, you know. It's not always nice to have it. It's the aroma, right? I told you it's gonna be good. There you go. So I'm just gonna give you a spoon right here.
Thank you.
Help yourself. Ah, this smells so divine. And it's so fresh and healthy as well.
Yummy.
Are you sure you don't want to follow me home today? Do you like it?
Take home.
Please, you can.
Thank you very
I
much.
love when my guests enjoy. Is it nice?
Yes, sir.
It is good. It's really good. The flavors. Can you taste the parsley? What can you get from it?
The aromas are so strong.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can you taste anything you like in it?
Yes, the pepper.
Yeah? It's spicy, isn't it? But not too spicy.
No.
Good. So what do you usually put in your pepper soup?
I make mine the native way.
Okay.
I use scent leaf instead
Nice.
of parsley.
Yes, yes.
So I'd love to try parsley next time.
Yeah, it tastes good, doesn't it?
Yes.
You can also use basil. Have you tried basil?
No.
Basil is quite similar to scent leaf as well. So you can use basil as well. You can also try coriander.
Okay.
You can't go wrong, trust me. You can even try using like fresh herbs like fresh rosemary.
Okay.
Also, you can use fresh thyme as well.
Okay.
So try and let me know what you think.
Okay, sir.
Even oregano as well.
No problem.
Yeah?
Thanks for teaching me new recipe.
You're welcome. It was lovely having you on the show. Hopefully, we'll see you
Thank
soon.
you.
Thank
Yes.
you, darling. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Same here.
And see you guys next time on the Ramadan Mutahir Show. Bye.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we'll be looking at the topic, the purpose of life. Man was created for a purpose. Man was not put in this world by coincidence. Our being here, being in this world, existing here is for a purpose. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون. I have not created man and jinn except for a purpose. If you don't know your purpose on earth, you better get to know that Allah created you for His worship. He also mentions in the Quran, أَفَحَسِبْتُمْ أَنَّمَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ عَبَثًا وَأَنَّكُمْ إِلَيْنَا لَا تُرْجَعُونَ. Do you think that I have created you into this world for no purpose, for no reason, just for fun? وَأَنَّكُمْ إِلَيْنَا لَا تُرْجَعُونَ, and that you will not return to us. So all this is telling us that Allah has a reason for putting us in this world. Let us look at the creation of this world. The creation of this world is so perfect to the extent that nobody can claim being its creator except the creator himself. And the creation of this world and every other thing that we see being the signs that Allah has put in this world for us to see are signs and things that point to the fact that there is a greater fashioner, a greater designer somewhere that put all these things together. Let us look at the world, the solar system, the way the planets orbit round the sun
as we have been taught in science. The earth and the moon revolve around the sun, and the earth itself orbits about its axis. How is this possible? Without the earth collapsing into the sun, the moon colliding with the earth, causing a catastrophe. All these have been put in place millions or thousands of years ago, and these had never gone into disorder. This is telling us something, my brothers and sisters. If you do not know or you do not believe that Allah has created you for a purpose, you need to look at the way you have been created. Allah created our father Adam from clay, and later we, the offsprings, we are created from water. Look at that thing, that liquid that means nothing. If it touches your clothes, you feel somehow. You would want to wash it off. But once that filthy thing gets into the right place, and then it produces a new creation. Look at that. What miracle can be more than that? What more sign do we need to prove that our existence in this world is being made possible by the Creator Himself? You cannot see a creation without a creator. There is no design without a designer. This chair I'm sitting on cannot put itself together without somebody who is knowledgeable enough to put it together and design it to suit what we are using it for today. My brothers and sisters, your existence in this world cannot be for fun. Your existence in this world is for you to make an impact. Make an impact. Make a difference in people's life. Make a difference in your spiritual well-being. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask you how you spend your life in this world. If you spend your life the way Allah does not want it to be spent, Allah will ask you and you will be punished for it. But if you spend it the right way, you will enjoy it both in this world and in the hereafter. Allah has not created us just to come to this world to live, get married, give birth, eat, sleep, and die. When we die, that is not the end. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will raise us just as He raises the dead, just as He raises the dry land from death, just as He brings out germinations from a land that have been dried until when rain falls upon it and then it becomes alive. That is how Allah will raise us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has claimed to do this, and He has shown us signs that He will do it. And this should tell us that He will definitely do it. So my brothers and sisters, this is just for us to remember our purpose in this life. Let us not forget that. And that is what Allah will ask of us in the hereafter. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you so much for joining us and watching. We'll be back with you tomorrow, inshallah, bi qudratullah. But until then, remember, it's a rare privilege to be alive in good health at this time. So don't take it for granted. Take great opportunity to obviously read your Quran and make sure you have your intentions clear as asking for forgiveness every second of the way. Also, do join us on social media at the Ummah Network on Instagram. To follow us, we're pretty cool. And we'll be with you tomorrow, inshallah, bi qudratullah. Jazakumullah khairan for watching.